So in today's video, I want to explain how I look at self-development differently than others and why it keeps me grounded, it keeps me anchored. And I really feel like a lot of people that talk about self-development online, they make it seem like it's some grueling task, like it's something that's not enjoyable and is something you have to sacrifice and go through, which could be true, but I feel like self development for me is the opposite. It is something that keeps me grounded and keeps me sane. And honestly, I couldn't like live my life without it because there's so many things I've been through that I feel like self development kept pushing me through. For example, like I've been through a bad breakup. I've been through a lot of mistakes I made financially. I've been through job losses, all these different things. Even when self doubt or depression or whatever these things kick in, at least at the end of the day, I know I keep showing up and I keep trying to get 1% better every day. It gives me structure, it keeps me grounded. Even when life could be very volatile, it could be very chaotic. It is almost like my home. It keeps me calm and it makes my life so much more enjoyable. So, like I said, the two things I really look at self development differently is one, the sanity factor to keep you calm and grounded, and then also the enjoyment factor of like leveling up. So, I'll go through the first one. I feel like, especially nowadays, there's a lot of stuff going on, either if it's on the news or social media. There's a lot of chaos going on. Like, I don't really talk about politics on my channel and stuff like that. But obviously, every other day you see something online. There's always some crazy stuff going on or different things on social media, and it stresses people out. But I feel like when you're so committed and locked into becoming the best version of yourself and leveling up, I feel like you take a step back from that stuff and it keeps you grounded because all this chaotic stuff on the news or social media, for the most part, a lot of this stuff is out of our control and it's chaotic. But when you take a step back and focus on what you have to do, that is in our control. So I feel like it keeps me grounded when the stuff around me is chaotic, either if it's the news or social media, or even, like I said, something you're going through personally. There's always ups and downs in life, and we always have setbacks. Like I said, it could be a breakup, you could have lost your job, you could have made a bad decision. But when you remind yourself, you're like, let me just keep showing up, let me just keep trying to get better. It gives you something to do that you can control. And I feel like knowing this, it keeps me sane. And it honestly helped me through a lot because I keep showing up and I keep getting better. And you got to realize if you stress about stuff that's out of your control, it really does you no good. You could be aware of it, but don't stress yourself out to the point where it's affecting your everyday life because you know you can't change it, so you might as well let it be. Like, say if it's raining outside, you can't stress about that. It's just the way it is. But you could put a jacket on or you could stay inside, and there's things that you can control. And also, you got to think too, when you have these little routines, say you're going through a very difficult time right now and you feel like everything's falling apart, everything's chaotic, at least when you show up, even if it's something simple as making your bed or keeping your room clean or showing up to go to a workout or showing up to make a meal plan, it makes you feel like you're making progress, even though you might be in a dip. Because, like, I feel like we go on seasons where we could be elevating, or also you got to keep in mind too, we could elevate or like go down in life. But also, there's times where you're doing neither. You're just holding on. You have to hold on to the knot. Like, this is something that helped me recently because I always feel like in my self development journey, I constantly have to get better. I constantly have to level up. But there's periods where you're just like, all right, I'm going to go through this next few months or next few weeks, and I just have to hold on to the rope. And what I mean by this is like, for me, sometimes I might go through a few week stretch where financially I'm a little close, or I might be going through a period of self doubt or whatever. And I know it's okay that I'm not always leveling up, but you have to hold on and like just keep showing up and just doing the little steps because eventually you're going to get through that phase of like holding on to the rope and you'll eventually elevate even more. But it comes down to these little things like just showing up, like I said, little habits, little things showing up every day. It seems so not significant in the moment, but really over time it does show. And then also, I feel like it builds like resilience. So when you know you're going through a difficult time, or you go through a breakup, or you go through something, you remind yourself, okay, I know this is happening to me. I know this is out of my control, but let me just show up and do what I have to do. Like I said, a little thing like making your bed or reading a book or journaling, it gives you this calm factor of like, I'm in control of my life. I'm going to keep doing what I could do. And then it kind of like blocks out the chaos. Like, I don't even really watch the news. I try to limit my time on social media because, in a way, when you're trying to become the best version of yourself, you're almost in your own little box. Like, I remember I heard Jay Cutler say he's like a well known bodybuilder, and he was so committed to his craft and so committed to bodybuilding that he explained he was like almost in a box. Like he didn't let the outside affect him. He just focused on showing up every day, going to the gym, eating his meals, and going to bed. Like that's what kept him on that path. Like if he was so worried about what's going on the news and the social media, he would have never been that successful as a bodybuilder. But he just focused on what he can control and keep showing up every day for a long period of time. Now, like I said, not only does this keep me sane, it makes my life more enjoyable because I realized I'm gonna tell you guys a story. I told this in one of my videos before, but before I was big into self development, which was about like 3-4 years ago, probably 4 years ago now, I took it very serious. But even before this, I remember I was in high school and I was playing GTA 5 and I was doing like one of those missions, when you like play a game and you do a mission, and I completed the mission. Like some people that go on GTA 5 or like any game, they could be spending hours and hours and hours just leveling up their character or doing missions and all these different things. And I remember I finished this mission and in the game currency it was like 20,000. So like money hit my in-game account and it just hit me. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I was like, this is a fake bank account, fake money, and a fake character. And I realized like I could do this in real life. Like there's missions I could do in real life to hit my bank account, or there's things I could do to level up my character, which is myself. And I almost look at self-development in a way and becoming your best self like a video game, because ever since then, honestly, it turned me off from video games. Like once in a while I might go on, but ever since that point, I could go on to a game and I get bored in like 10 minutes. And I really try to limit my time on a game or social media, because you got to think over a lifespan, the amount of people that are going on scrolling or going on a game, that could be hours and hours, if not thousands or hundreds of hours spent on that, when you could be spent in real life leveling up your character, leveling up your own bank account and your own skills and your own lifestyle. So, like I said, with the first one, we all know going through life, there's going to be setbacks and there's going to be failures. And I feel like when you look at these two aspects of keeping it sane and just showing up and doing the little things, it will keep you sane. And then also, just I feel like looking at your life like a video game, it pushes you through. But not only that, like, I feel like the way I look at it, every single day I wake up like looking forward to the day. Like, I want to see what area I can level up. Either if it's I lift a little bit more weight in the gym, or I learn a skill like communication. Maybe I communicate a little bit better than I did a few weeks ago. Or even online skills like me learning YouTube or all these different things. It makes it more enjoyable, and it gets me excited for life. Like, I get excited to journal. I look forward to like listening to a podcast or reading a book, because I know every time I do that, every podcast I have, every book I read, every rep I take in the gym, it is getting me closer to the best version of myself. So these two things, staying sane and looking forward to it, like it's a game, is really what got me addicted to self-development. Like, some people, I guess, are on different levels of self-development. Like, you might be on one level of your life where you just started learning about it. Like, everyone in their life is in a way always developing, either if they watch this stuff or not. But there's people like me, like once you get into it, it almost becomes an addiction. Like, you're addicted to getting better. You just want to keep growing and keep learning. And I really feel like this will help you push through in difficult moments in your life, but also make life more enjoyable in general. So if you guys watch to the end, I really hope you guys subscribe, and I hope whatever journey you're on, you keep growing and keep leveling up, because like I said, we can't focus on the things around us. We have to control what we control, and we could be aware of the things that we're not in control of, but don't let it ruin your life. As long as you keep showing up and doing the reps, like, that's all that really matters. And if you're in a spot in your life where you're unhappy or you're not fulfilled waking up every day and enjoying life, I feel like even if you just make a little step or a little improvement, it will get you out of that rut, and you'll just keep wanting to learn and grow more and more. And that's what my whole channel is about. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and let's have a great week. I'll see you in the next one.